How you doing, everybody? My name is Dr. Sami Baya. Please welcome back to my YouTube channel. Why the narcissist is demon possessed. That's the title of this video. The concept of narcissism is multifaceted, oftenly described as a personality disorder characterized by an inflated sense of self-importance, a deep need for admiration, and a lack of empathy for others. While narcissism itself is a psychological condition rooted in childhood development, trauma, or an unhealthy environment, some spiritual perspectives argue that narcissism could be a manifestation of demonic influence. This idea is controversial and generally outside mainstream psychology. However, from certain religious or spiritual viewpoints, narcissism can be seen as a condition exacerbated by darker negative forces. So in this video, I'm gonna give you reasons why a narcissist is demon possessed or influenced in a harmful way. Now, a narcissist has this pathological need for control, and that's why we think that a narcissist is demon possessed. Narcissists exhibit a deep, almost obsessive need for control over the environment and the people in it. They manipulate others to maintain dominance and create a world that revolves around their desires and whims. This excessive need for control is often interpreted as a sign of demonic influence, as it goes beyond normal human traits and reflects a force working to undermine others' autonomy, creating a toxic, self-serving environment. The other thing is that narcissists lack empathy, and this shows that they're demon possessed, because one of the most defining characteristics of a demon possessed individual is lack of empathy, and narcissists have this profound lack of empathy. They struggle to understand or care about the feelings of others, and they often exploit people for their own gain. From a spiritual perspective, this inability to empathize can be seen as an indication that a narcissist is under the influence of a demonic force, which feeds off the suffering of others and causes them to be callous and indifferent. Narcissists possess a grandiose sense of their own importance, often considering themselves superior to others. They may see themselves as above reproach or as deserving of special treatment. This inflated sense of self-worth is not merely a psychological symptom, but in spiritual terms, it is seen as a manifestation of pride, a vice often associated with demonic possession or influence in many religious traditions. Narcissists are demon-possessed because they are known for their deception and lies. They are notorious for their ability to deceive others, often telling elaborate lies to maintain their image or manipulate situations to their advantage. In many spiritual frameworks, lying and deception are associated with demonic behavior, because these entities are often depicted as beings that thrive on confusion, distortion, and the breakdown of trust. Narcissists are demon-possessed because they have constant need for admiration. They crave admiration and validation from others, often to an unhealthy degree. They expect to be worshipped or admired for their accomplishments, and their self-esteem is highly dependent on external validation. In some religious contexts, this excessive need for admiration is seen as an echo of the idolatry of demonic forces, which tempt people to elevate their own status over others, including God or the divine. Narcissists often use charm and charisma to manipulate others into doing their bidding. They can be incredibly persuasive and likable on the surface, but their true motives are self-serving and egocentric. Now, this type of charm, used for the purpose of control and self-gain, is often seen as a reflection of demonic seduction, where the true nature of the individual is hidden behind a facade. One of the most devastating impacts of narcissistic behavior is the destruction of relationships. Narcissists tend to isolate their victims from friends, family, and support systems, creating a web of manipulation, gaslighting, and emotional abuse. In spiritual terms, this relational distraction can be seen as a form of demonic warfare, where the goal is to break down the person's sense of worth and isolate them, making them vulnerable to further spiritual and emotional attack. Narcissists are highly skilled at deflecting blame and projecting their own flaws or mistakes onto others. This refusal to take responsibility for their actions is often linked to demonic traits in spiritual interpretations, just as demons are believed to lead individuals astray by causing them to blame others for their own shortcomings. Narcissists mirror this behavior, making others feel responsible for their problems. Narcissists often seek revenge for perceived slights or insults, even if these offenses are imagined. They can be cruel and vindictive, going to great lengths to punish those who they believe have wronged them. In many spiritual traditions, such behavior is seen as indicative of demonic influence, as these entities are often described as vengeful and cruel, delighting in the suffering of others. Narcissists can react with extreme anger or rage when their ego is threatened or when they feel they are not receiving the attention or admiration they deserve. This volatile emotional outburst is often seen as a symptom of demonic possession in some spiritual teachings, where the person's emotions are controlled or triggered by a negative, destructive force. Narcissists often see others as objects to be used for their personal gain rather than as full autonomous human beings. They have little regard for the dignity and rights of others. From a spiritual perspective, this dehumanization is linked to demonic influence, as demons are often portrayed as entities that seek to undermine humanity by stripping individuals of their worth and reducing them to mere tools for their own purposes. In many religious traditions, demonic possession is associated with an imbalance between light and darkness, where the individual is consumed by darkness, leading them to act in harmful, destructive ways. Narcissists often exhibit traits of darkness, that is, selfishness, cruelty, and manipulation, that overshadow any light or positive qualities. In this view, the narcissist's soul is seen as being overwhelmed by a dark force that seeks to perpetuate evil. Narcissism also as a spiritual warfare. Some spiritual perspectives view narcissism as a type of spiritual warfare. The narcissist, under demonic influence, becomes an instrument of division, distraction, and discord. The constant emotional turmoil that they cause in others is seen as part of a larger battle between good and evil, where the narcissist is an agent of darkness, spreading chaos and suffering. The narcissist is demon-possessed because of their false self and the mask. A narcissist often creates a false self, a mask they wear to present a version of themselves that is more acceptable or admirable to others. This false persona can be likened to the way demons are taught to masquerade as something good or angelic to deceive others. The narcissist's true self, often marked by insecurity, fear, and emptiness, remains hidden behind this mask, creating a sense of alienation and deception. In many religious frameworks, sin is seen as an act that separates individuals from God or the divine order. Narcissism is often associated with the sin of pride, one of the most serious vices in many spiritual traditions. A narcissist's refusal to humble themselves and their constant desire for validation and superiority is viewed as a form of spiritual rebellion, aligning them with demonic forces that encourage a rejection of humility and selflessness. Despite their grandiose self-image, narcissists often see themselves as perpetual victims, deserving of sympathy and special treatment. They may use this false victimhood to manipulate others into feeling guilty or responsible for their pain. This tendency to exploit others' emotions can be seen as a demonic tactic, as demons are often depicted as instigators of false narratives that entrap people in a cycle of guilt and self-pity. The narcissist's desire for power is all-consuming, often leading them to undermine anyone who poses a threat to their status. This thirst for control mirrors the way demonic forces are thought to manipulate and control individuals in order to expand their dominion. Narcissists can become obsessed with gaining power at any cost, seeing others as mere obstacles in their path. While narcissists may outwardly appear successful, powerful, or charming, they often experience an inner spiritual emptiness. They may struggle with feelings of inadequacy, loneliness, or despair, despite their external successes. This emptiness can be interpreted as a sign of spiritual possession, where the person is filled not with divine light, but with a dark, consuming void, amplified by demonic forces. Narcissists often engage in a cycle of abuse, where they alternately devalue and idealize their victims, keeping them emotionally trapped. This cycle is seen as a demonic pattern, where the victim is lured into a false sense of security, only to be manipulated and hurt again. It reflects the way demons are believed to entice and deceive individuals, drawing them into a cycle of spiritual and emotional torment. The narcissist is demon-possessed because of the soul's corruption. At its core, narcissism is seen by some people as a spiritual corruption, where the individual soul becomes so consumed with self-interest and pride that it becomes disconnected from the divine. The narcissist's constant pursuit of self-glorification and disregard for others' needs and emotions is interpreted as a sign that their soul is under the sway of a demonic force, working to sever their connection to the higher spiritual truths of love, compassion, and humility. In conclusion, narcissism can be understood through a psychological lens. Certain spiritual perspectives frame it as a deeper, more sinister issue, one that involves demonic possession or influence. Whether viewed as a personality disorder or a spiritual affliction, the narcissist's destructive tendencies and inability to form genuine, empathetic connections with others can cause immense harm. Regardless of the interpretation, the harm caused by narcissistic people or narcissistic behavior is profound, and understanding it, whether through a psychological or spiritual framework, can help those affected find healing and liberation. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you've learned a thing or two. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and also make sure the notification bell is on. That way, every time I upload a new video, you get notified about it. Thank you. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video. Watch 2, 3, 4, 5 more videos in my YouTube channel. Thank you.